Hello and welcome to the abdominal workout, let's call it that. So today I'm just going to give you some options of what you can do to really work our abdominals. I have got some extra bits of equipment just in case you do want to make it a little bit harder. Completely up to you and completely optional. You can do it with or without. I'll show you them anyway because then you've got a choice, and we always like to have choices. So our abdominals are incredibly important. A lot of us, not a lot of us, a few of us, our abdominals generally get a little bit lazy and a little bit weak, and they get a little bit long from sitting posture and standing posture, pregnancy, all of that fun stuff. And unless we activate, kick them in again and get them stronger, they don't generally keep their strength. So if you have a niggly, grotty back or a back that goes really tight every now and then, it's most likely because we're not quite using our abs enough in order to support our lower back and our pelvis. So that is what we're going to do now. So I've got a towel to rest my head on. I'm going to scooch my equipment out of the way. All I want you to do to start with is have a lie on your back. So we're going to set ourselves up into our Pilates position with lying on our backs. So your knees are bent. Make sure feet, knees and hips are all in line. Wiggle that pelvis so it's in your neutral, but you've definitely got a gap between lower back and the mat. Now I want you to get some tension in your tummy. If you haven't got a clue what I mean by this, fingers, find your hip bones, come in and about an inch and dig your fingers in. Now from here, have a little cough. And you should feel something hard push into your fingers. Now that's what I want you to try and squeeze and hold without tilting your pelvis, gripping your knees together, clenching. So you've got that bit of tension. When I'm in class, I say, imagine you've got a belt on. You've got it on the first notch, but you want it on the fourth. So it's squeezing those abs together, not up. If you're struggling with this bit, just have a bit of a practice. The only way you can do it is practice it and making sure your brain switches on. Another thing I say is, have you ever washed a pair of jeans and then tried to get them on again? And you're doing that wiggle and you're like, come on, trying to get that button done up. It's that movement there of like bringing those abs together and tensing the tummy. Okay, so all we're going to do is a little bit of pelvic control. I'm going to layer these up, making them harder. So tension in the tummy, relax neck and shoulders. All we're going to do is take one leg up into a tabletop. So you do an in-breath, breath out, float one leg up into tabletop, which is knee above hip, foot in line with knee. Bring it back down. Squeeze those tummy muscles. Don't let that pelvis wobble and come onto the other side. So with this, it's all about that control there. And the only way you'll get control of your pelvis is by doing this slowly and squeezing those tummy muscles. You can't do this exercise quickly. You can't be marching like this because your pelvis will wiggle and essentially you're cheating. The general rule of thumb with Pilates is if you find it easy, you're doing it wrong. So it's all about that control, tension in that tummy. And then with your tabletop, just make sure your feet don't go too high and they don't get saggy. Good. Let's do one more each side. Breath out as you come up. In as you come back down, squeeze through that tummy and relax. Okay, brilliant. So now we're going to take it into a double tabletop. So my warning with a double tabletop, you should not feel it in your back. So it could be that we start doing a few reps and then you go, actually, my back's starting to get chatty. And that is when you can get the ball and pop it under your bottom. Yes, it makes the exercise harder, but it also offloads that back. So I really want you to be mindful about that. You should not feel any of this in your lower back. So we'll start without the ball, unless you know you've got a grotty back, and then get that ball under your bum. Float one leg into tabletop, squeeze your tummy, join it with the other. Now, scissors level 2, angle of the knee stays the same. You're going to do a breath in, breath out as you come down, in as you come back up, and swap sides. Relax neck and shoulders. So this is really heavy in the lower abdominals now. If you don't think it's there, poke them. They should feel hard underneath your fingers. A little bit of thighs as well. Just make sure the angle of the knee stays the same and you're not just bending to touch or reaching too far away. So you're just hinging from the hip. Breath out as you go down, in as you come back up. Let's do one more here. Okay, one leg down, then the other. Just stretch those legs away for a moment. I'm going to show you that on the ball as well, because it just makes it harder, but it takes the pressure off your back. So the ball under your bum, not the small of your back. The more air you've got in it, the harder it is. So one leg up, join it with the other. Breath in, breath out, drop that heel down. Bigger range of movement, so you're probably going, oh yes, I can feel it now. So breath out as you come down, in as you come back up. Relax neck and shoulders. Now, how many we do in class? We do between 12 and 16. It depends who I've got in. But with you, it really is what you can handle and what you can manage. But the ball just makes it a bit harder. If you're on the ball and you want to make it even harder, you can start taking arms off as well. Whoop, I'm just having a little wobble. Good. One leg down, then the other. Remove the ball. Okay, stretch those legs away for a moment. Now I'm just going to show you one more of working the lower abdominals, and then we'll give them a little bit of a breather before we start doing a little bit more. So this one I call push the button, or like switching on a light switch. It's a single leg stretch is actually the name. So you're back in a double tabletop. Now, if this is quite grotty on your back, you've got two options with this. One is just a single tabletop. So you've got some tension in that tummy. You come up, breath out, breath in, pop it down. Same rules apply with scissors level 1. Don't let that pelvis move. And then you do the same here. Reach away, reach back, and come back. Squeeze through those tummy muscles. Other side. Squeeze through the tummy muscles. Okay, but if you think, quite easy, we can up it. So then here we come into a double tabletop, and we do one leg at a time. So we'll do a breath in, breath out, reach one leg away. Don't let that leg come close towards you. Bring it back. Other side, reach it away. Don't let this one come close towards you. Relax the neck and shoulders. Breath out. Breath in. Relax neck and shoulders. That is my biggest cheat as I start doing this. So stop it. Should be all here, little thighs, little bit of thigh. Don't get saggy feet. And the last one here. Good. One leg down, then the other, stretch away. Again, you can do that on the ball, adding a bit of wobbling. Now, what I'd like to show you as well is arms to go with it. Now, with the arms, you can hold on to weights, and I'm not talking about 5 kilos worth of weight, just half a kilo can of beans. What the can of beans will do is really start to recruit through those upper abdominals. Just moving your arms is going to use those upper abdominals as well. So if we're going with a single leg, you've got fingertips up towards the ceiling. So just kind of push those hands up and then sink them down onto the mat. You can bring it up with one tabletop leg. As you extend that leg, bring your arms by your ears. Breath out, breath in, and swap sides. Keep the pelvis level. Now with this, it's not about the range of movements of getting your arms by your ears. It's making sure your ribs stay down, because it's your upper abdominals that keep your ribs down towards your hips. So if you feel that your back is pulling away, oh, lost my coordination. If you feel your back is pulling away as you're doing this exercise, don't move your arms as far. You can still get that recruitment just doing a little movement. Okay, so let's try it in a double tabletop. So float one leg up, join it with the other, pop the hands up. So again, one leg at a time, breath in, breath out, lengthen away. In breath, bring it back. And the other side. Again, keep thinking those ribs stay down. Don't let them lift up. If you don't know what they're doing, have a little look. What are we doing? Ah, okay, yeah, there they are. Lovely jubbly. Breath out, breath in. Right, last one here. Good. One leg down, then the other. Relax your arms. Okay, so I'm feeling this in my abs already. So I'm really hoping you are as well. I'm going to ignore that and I'm going to carry on showing you some ways to make it harder. So we've always got the ball that we can pop under our bum if we need it. Mainly I use that, mainly I use that to make the exercise harder, but it is if you start to feel it in your lower back, it's really good just to get that ball under your bum to recruit through your abs. And it may be that you can only do 4 or 5, that's fine, just do 4 or 5. It's all about the abs. So only do this one if you feel quite confident, if you are happy with your technique, if you think my abs are quite strong now, I can feel I can make this exercise harder, that's the only time to try this exercise, because you can cheat and you can hurt your back. I've probably massively put you off it. I'm going to show it to you anyway because it's a good one to do. You can do it with or without the arms. I'll show you both. This time we're in a double tabletop. I want you to glue your knees together. Imagine you've got the winning lottery ticket between your knees and someone wants to pinch it. Normally in class it's me. I want to pinch it. So glue those knees together. This time we're going to send both legs away with a breath out. In breath as you bring it back. Now, the height of your feet. When your legs are stretched, I want you to feel that tightening of your lower abdominals. If you feel that, you're in the right place. If anything's in the lower back, you stop or you get the ball under your bum. So breath out, breath in. So it's not about getting as low as possible because that will pull on your back. Now, adding the arms, all you do is as the legs go away, the arms come by your ears. Breath out, breath in, breath out, breath in. You should feel the whole of your 6 packs working. Breath out, breath in. All right, let's do one more. One leg down, then the other. Stretch them away. Arms above your head. Lift your ribs up just to give those abs a bit of a stretch. Okay, so we've been very heavy on lower abdominals. We've done a little bit of upper abdominals. So we're just going to come up onto your upper abs now. So what I would say with this one is if you have a grotty neck. So if you know that you have neck pain, I'd avoid this at the moment. There's another exercise I'm going to show you in a moment that still uses these abdominal muscles without you having to lift your head and shoulders up. If your neck gets a bit twingy during this exercise, stop. It's not a neck exercise, remember. It's upper abdominals. So, and knees are bent. We've still got a bit of tension in our lower abdominals. We've got that gap between lower back and that. What I want you to do is put both of your hands stacked on top of each other behind your head, and your hands are going to take the weight of your head. Your elbows are nice and wide. Don't let them creep up towards the ceiling. And you're going to keep a gap between your chin and your chest. So you're not just nodding with this one. Now the movement, I want you to imagine you're pulling your ribs down to your hip bones on both sides with a string. So the movement is ribs gliding downwards to your hip bones. So you start off looking up towards the ceiling. You're going to do a breath in. With that breath out, make sure that head is nice and heavy in your hands. You're lifting your head and your shoulders up. Breath out. Breath in. Keep thinking ribs to hips. Good. Breath out. Breath in. Head nice and heavy. Shouldn't feel anything in your neck whatsoever. Keep that gap between chin and chest. eyes to the ceiling, to between the knees. Okay, so now we're going to layer it up and make it harder. This time when you come up, I want you just to come up into a tabletop. Breath out, breath in, keep that pelvis nice and level, other side. Okay, let's talk common cheats here. The biggest one is that we do this because we want that knee in our faces. So just make sure you stick at tabletop. Breath out. Breath out. Breath in. Now to make it harder, you hold yourself up in that double tabletop. Get those lower abdominals working at the same time. Breath out. Breath in. Slide those ribs to your hips. And then just to up the ante, if you really want a challenge, as you come up, you're going to drop a heel down. Breath out. Breath in. Breath out. Breath in. Ooh, I can feel the difference. Okay, last one here. All right, one leg down, then the other if you've done the legs. With any of those, layer them up how you want to do them. Also, you can do more than what we've done. Feel free, knock yourself out. We're now going to do the lines on either side. So we've done the line down the middle of our six pack. We're now going to go on the ones either side. So I want you to imagine opposite rib to opposite hip, and you're coming across the body and back, across the body and back. Again, head is nice and heavy in your hands. We're going to do a breath in, breath out. Think of the ribs moving to the hips and back. That's the biggest thing here. So a lot of people will twist like this when they're doing it, which is kind of doing it, but not well. You want to kind of ribs to hips, back down. Breath out, breath in. Just keep thinking about those ribs gliding to the opposite hip bone. Now, to make it harder, add in that tabletop. Breath out, breath in. Breath out, breath in. Again, don't try and get elbow to knee. We don't do that anymore. Well, we don't do it in Pilates. Breath out, breath in. Pelvis stays nice and level. Out, breath in. And again, you can hold it up there. Breath out, breath in. Breath out on the effort. Okay, and then this one now is really quite advanced. So it's all about technique and knowing that you're doing it right. So as you come across to one side, so I'm going to bring my left rib to my right hip. My left leg goes straight. Breath out, breath in. Now, just be mindful that that knee doesn't come close towards you. It doesn't need to do that. Keep it in place. Breath out, breath in. Just slow it down. Your abs should be on fire. Right, last one here. One down, then the other. Stretch them away. Arms above your head. Just hold it there. Okay. So, if you do have a grotty neck and you're like, not a chance I can do that, I'm going to show you something called hundreds. Now, hundreds, the name gives it away. We're going to do 100 of them in class. I can't count to 100, so there's not a chance I'm going to be able to count to 100 and explain to you what we're doing. So I'll just show you how many we're doing with the levels that we go through, and hopefully you can count to 100 a lot better than I can. So our knees are bent, tension in that tummy, gap in the lower back, soften those ribs, lengthen through collarbones, back of the neck, nice and relaxed. Our arms are straight. The whole arm stays straight, and in this position, we pat 5 for an in-breath, 5 for an out-breath. Now, common cheats I see with this, huge arm movements, which you don't need. You need to keep arm nice and straight and pat. Another thing people do is this. I love it when I see people do this. And I think that was my fault because I said, imagine splashing your hands in puddles, which you would. You'd just rest your hand there, wouldn't you, and splash. So don't do that. So keep arms completely straight. You've got a metal rod going all the way from the tip of your middle finger up to your shoulder. Now, keeping our heads down, how we can make this harder is you can come into a double tabletop and hold it here, which will really start working the abs. So you're really going to start using those upper abs. I'll just pop my legs down. Now, if you're happy to lift your head up, you're going to scoop yourself up, slide ribs down to hips, and you can be in this position. Breath in, breath out. 5 for an in-breath, 5 for an out-breath. And then to really make this one a lot harder, you're in a double tabletop. So you could always start in this position and then lower yourself down if your neck starts getting involved. Or if you think, oh, my abs are tired, I'm never going to get to 100. And then you can pop your legs down. So that's the kind of beauty with 100s, is you can start quite high and then bring yourself back down. So arms nice and straight. 5 for an in-breath, 5 for an out-breath. No idea how many we've done. All right, one leg down, the other. Slide those legs away. Arms above your head. Just hold it there. Good. All right then, have a roll onto your sides. Have a sit up or flop. You don't necessarily need to. So, abdominal work, really important. The biggest thing, the biggest take home, the biggest stress I can give you is do not feel it in your lower back and do not feel it in neck and shoulders. They are muscle groups that like to take over. Ignore them. They don't need to get involved, but they will try. So stick to the level that you can comfortably do without something trying to kick in and do the job for you. Neck and shoulders and back are the big players in this one. So don't push yourself. Just because I've shown you, don't feel that you need to do it. But let me know how you get on. Any questions, just get in contact. Take care.